DNA Media Corp. Good afternoon, Prime Minister and Madam Vice President. And may I, on behalf of all Singaporeans, also welcome you to our home here in Singapore. Thank you, Prime Minister, as well for that update on Singapore-US bilateral relations and for the constructive role that the United States continues to play in this region. Permit me to begin by asking both of you a question. Prime Minister, as we speak, a complex operation continues in Afghanistan as the US stands by its commitments there. How will Singapore, as an important bilateral partner, work with the United States as it completes its mission in Afghanistan? And Madam Vice President, what's your message to America's partners about US commitment to its longtime allies in light of this issue?
I'll go first. Well, countries all over the region, and I'm sure all over the world, are watching developments in Afghanistan very closely. Foremost in everybody's minds is the safety and security of the civilians, and I hope all sides will work to ensure this. Singapore is not unfamiliar with the challenges. The SAF, the Singapore Armed Forces, deployed personnel to Afghanistan in support of ISAF, the International Security Assistance Force. We also sent provincial reconstruction teams to support the Afghan people in their reconstruction of the country. We did so because Afghanistan was a key battlefront in the global fight against extremist terrorism. Extremist ideas and capabilities were exported from there all over our region, and they pose a security threat to Singapore too. The Jamaah Islamiyah group, for example, had direct links to Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. The Biden administration inherited an extremely difficult situation. The US had invested considerable blood and treasure in Afghanistan, but it was an intractable task given the complex history, geography, and tribal rivalries of the place. Successive US presidents have declared their resolve to withdraw from Afghanistan. So I told the Vice President that we understand President Biden's reasons for his decision. The US intervention has stopped terrorist groups from using Afghanistan as a safe base for 20 years. For this, Singapore is grateful. We hope Afghanistan does not become an epicenter for terrorism again. And post-Afghanistan in the longer term, what matters is how the US repositions itself in the Asia-Pacific, engages the broader region, and continues the fight against terrorism, because that will determine the perceptions of the countries of the US global priorities and of its strategic intentions. And specifically on the current withdrawal evacuation operation, as I mentioned just now, Singapore would be happy to offer our Air Force Airbus A330 to assist in the evacuation operation. Therefore, I welcome the Vice President's visit here, as well as her reassurances on American intentions in the region and in the world.
Thank you, Prime Minister. And that is exactly the point. The reason I am here is because the United States is a global leader, and we take that role seriously, understanding that we have many interests and priorities around the world. I am here in Singapore as a reaffirmation of our commitment to our membership in the Indo-Pacific region, our partnership, longstanding partnerships with Southeast Asia, and a longstanding relationship with Singapore as it relates to our issues and our mutual issues on security and economic strength and development, and now increasingly global health. So this visit, combined with the agreements we have made and the work we continue to do as a nation to reinforce our commitment to these relationships, speak, I believe, volumes in terms of the integrity of the relationships that the United States has around the world on many issues based on our shared priorities and our shared vision of not only the challenges we face, but the future and the potential based on the opportunities that this moment also presents.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Over
Thank you.
to